Sports is the universal language that unites every single person on Earth, regardless of who they are and what they believe in. And we can see that as a demonstration in the Olympic and Paralympic Games. However, sometimes we get to witness some accidents and awkward moments that we just can't help but find funny. So what situations will we find today? Stay with us to find out. First up, we have Carlos Boozer with his famous under-the-belt strike to the referee. And it's as bad as it sounds. After the Chicago Bulls player scored a basket, he was feeling like he needed to let himself party a little. He swung his fists around in excitement, and it happened that the referee was right in front of him. Boozer's overexcitement resulted in a full-force punch right under the belt for the referee. Ouch! The referee was a little surprised, but was also in pain due to the surprising contact. Fortunately, referee Danny Crawford is made of steel and good humor. He saw the accident for what it was and walked it off. The next one isn't as striking as the first one, but is way more wholesome nonetheless. Song Tao, who works for the host broadcaster CCTV, has covered many sporting events, including the Asian Games and the Olympics. But he had never come face-to-face with a global icon before he inadvertently crashed into Bolt on the athlete's victory lap after the 200-meter. The reporter was riding a hoverboard while filming the world-renowned athlete from the back. However, he lost control of the hoverboard and ended up crashing into Usain Bolt. Luckily, nobody got hurt, and Song was able to get back to work. He revealed that he had apologized to Bolt after the incident. The important thing is that he's okay. "I'm fine and ready to get back to work," Song told The Guardian via his colleague Xiao Yi, who translated for him. Up next, we have a very humorous moment between none other than Maria Sharapova and Novak Djokovic. The world-famous tennis players get huge news coverage all the time, and this time it happened that an unforeseen accident was caught on camera in a video posted over at Bob's Blitz and shared on basically every website known to man. The duo was shown having fun launching tennis balls when they had the golden idea of shooting a target on Djokovic's head using a tennis ball. Sharapova agrees, and it all seems harmless at first glance, except when she hits the ball, it goes straight to Novak's southern region. Sharapova, of course, laughed the accident off, but Djokovic did seem like he was swinging between laughing at the situation and groaning out of sheer pain. However, an Italian website claimed that the video was staged, perhaps to make a commercial, and that they were following a script. Either way, this is one of the most unforgettable ball strikes in the history of tennis. Yikes! It's not a complete sports list without bringing up the one and only LeBron James. Known for his unique performance and his unexpected funny behavior, he had one of the stranger moments of the 2014 NBA playoffs, with the Heat facing off against the Pacers in Game 5 of the 2014 Eastern Conference Finals. Lance Stevenson inexplicably blew into the ear of LeBron James, who didn't even notice what was going on. When he was asked about the encounter and why he chose to blow into the Lakers star's ear, he answered, "I didn't have it prepared. It was all in the flow of the game, being out there competing," he said. Everybody in the league is competitive and wants that one thing, to win the game. Sometimes you do whatever it takes to win the game. That guy is a tough guy to guard, so you gotta bring your all. And that's what I did. While it might seem he had a solid reason to do so, it just seemed more like an odd and funny gesture than a tactical move. But he certainly took one interesting way to get into the head of one of the greatest basketball players. "I didn't expect it to be shown. I didn't think it was going to be captured. They caught that right in the act of it. That was crazy." No matter the reason behind what he did, it still resulted in one of the funniest moments the NBA has seen in quite some time. Don't go anywhere because we'll have more sports moments that will make you laugh out loud, so stick around and make sure to leave a like. What's a list of hilarious sports moments without soccer? And for this one, we chose one of the best moments ever. Out of all the countless funny situations you could witness in the history of soccer, the Barbados versus Grenada match was by far the best one. In 1994, both teams were trying to score their own goals. Yes, you heard that right. The game in question was held in honor of the Caribbean Cup, and to make the tournament more interesting, a local Caribbean genius had thought up a few new rules. And of course, when somebody starts changing the rules, that's when the game starts heating up. That's because during the whole match, neither one of the teams managed to score a goal. Even group matches couldn't end in a draw. If 90 minutes didn't bring a winner, there'd be extra time. In that extra time, each goal would count double. This might look like a great idea on paper, but in practice, it proved more interesting and disastrous than anyone had intended. The final group match between Barbados and Grenada presented the following situation. Barbados had to beat Grenada by 2 goals to reach the KO stage. Any other result would see Grenada proceed. Already Already in the first half, Barbados managed to take an early 2-0 lead, exactly what they needed. But then Grenada made it 2-1. There were 7 minutes left to play. Barbados was about to go out unless they scored the 3-1 or the 2-2. With this in mind, an equalizer would automatically result in extra time, giving them 30 more minutes to score a single goal that would count as the 2 goals they needed. One Barbadian player was smart enough to realize this. He ran straight towards his own goal and after exchanging a few passes with the clueless goalie, shot the ball into the net. 2-2. They might say that soccer destroys borders and unites the countries, but it was just too much to process for the fans. One of the funniest matches happened back in the early days of soccer. Staying with soccer, one of the funniest matches in football was Arsenal versus Spartak Moscow. In the very early days of soccer, aka 1925, fog was covering the pitch and it was too hard to see. In such circumstances, the match would have been deemed impossible to play and cancel it until the weather becomes more convenient. Of course, that was going to happen if the referee didn't intervene. The ref refused to cancel the match because the other team came from Russia. Needless to say, the match was a huge mess. The biggest factor here is the fog. Nobody was able to see what was happening most of the time, not even the players themselves. After a dispute with the ref, an Arsenal player was sent off for his behavior. However, he later came back into the match and the referee didn't notice him. The other team, Spartak, made a change, but the sub player didn't go off the pitch, which meant the team now had extra players without even knowing. The match continued this way, and the referee wasn't able to see anything. The Russian team didn't play with 12 players, not even 13 or 14. Spartak was having 15 players on the field, and nobody noticed anything. Arsenal players started to feel something was wrong, but nobody was able to count how many people were around them. The craziness didn't stop here. At some point in the game, the Arsenal keeper got injured in the head while trying to save a ball, and after waiting for somebody to help nurse him, he just left, only to be replaced by a fan, and still nobody batted an eye. Finally, back to the basketball scene. The Philadelphia 76ers big man Dwight Howard was involved in a rather peculiar and embarrassing incident during the Sixers' Saturday night bout against the Detroit Pistons, where he got his shorts torn off. Howard literally got his shorts ripped in a box-out sequence, but was still whistled for a foul, and for good measure was even handed a tech moments later. Even the Bleacher Report news source weighed in on the incident and tweeted, "Dwight Howard got his shorts ripped but still got called out for the foul. Then he got a tech." The tweet ends with a laughing emoji, as if Howard needed getting more worked up after what happened to him. To give you full detail, the opposing Pistons player was vigorously tugging on Howard's shorts during the play, which resulted in the Philly center's uniform getting ripped. Nevertheless, it was still Howard who was called for a foul, and he was later assessed with a technical foul for complaining. Poor Dwight. That's not how the former Defensive Player of the Year winner envisioned his evening, especially after he made history not long ago, bypassing the great Hakeem Olajuwon on the NBA's all-time rebounding list. So, which one of these sports moments made you laugh? Did we miss a funny moment in sports? Let us know in the comments down below. And also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to get notified with our latest videos.